Hello everybody and welcome to another Train Sim 2021 I guess, 22, hang on, what year are we in? 22, yes, hello everybody and welcome to another Train Sim 2022 video. Today we're in the totally brilliant, best thing ever released, completely 100% accurate Class 700. We'll see. I've heard a lot of bad things about the Class 700, so we shall have a look. It'll be interesting to see. Before I actually start, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that the scenario has failed to load, based on the fact that default stock for the route, the Chassis mainline once again, is actually missing. Now, I know I said in my last video I had a load of problems with the Chassis mainline. Let's no, actually. I know I said I had a lot of problems with the Chassis mainline. I fixed the issue. It turns out the original install of the Chassis mainline needs to reinstall as it's got a load more assets in it, which is why my assets were finished. And originally, I was... sorry, my assets weren't displaying, not finished. And originally, I was going to take down the video and say, sorry, that was a mistake, did it all wrong, the Chassis mainline's brilliant. And then I actually thought about it, and realised, hang on a second, it's still a problem which shouldn't have even been able to occur. Okay, it's Steam's fault, it's not DTG's fault, but it's clearly not a foolproof system, and I know what I'm doing with the game, I'd like to think. So, it's that there's clearly been something missed here, which, to be perfectly honest, seems a bit off to me. I mean, obviously, I'm not expecting... you know, there's got to be problems when you're software developing. All the time, there's got to be software. But for that to happen, just kind of seems a bit half-assed, if I'm being perfectly honest. Anyway, you're not here to listen to me go on about DTG. Well, you probably are, because it's this, but whatever. You're here to watch me drive the 700. So, let's have a listen to the thing. Good morning, driver. Welcome aboard the Class 700. Today you'll be taking the 700 on service 9 Yankee 11 from London Bridge to Sevenoaks. And you will be calling at the all stations to Swanley today. There will be no expected delays en route. Please allow passengers to board before departing. And I've just realised I've not enabled my blooming controllers either yet. So let me quickly do that. I should have been more prepared, I guess. But whatever. Right. Okay. Let's go, close that, master key in. What can go wrong with these sounds? Okay, so they've used the exact same, okay. Alright, okay, there's no off position. You're a forward or reverse. Are you actually? There is a neutral position. It's either forward... Oh, the off and forward on the button box, on the ATS button box are the forward, and then the neutral and reverse are reverse. I mean, at least I can use them, but that just seemed a bit odd to me. So, I guess we listen to the awesome sound of the train departing. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Lovely. Oh, we're ready to depart already, are we? Okay, let's quickly pause the game and let's have a nosy at the train itself, shall we? Because I want to have a quick look at the thing. Okay. To be honest, even from I've tried to avoid as much media on this thing as I possibly can, and So I'm looking at this pretty fresh. I know people don't like it, but I want to like this. I want to see what it's actually got in store for it. You know, is it actually as undrivable as people say it is, or is it being overly moaned over? Who knows? We'll find that out. That doesn't look right to me. First of all, that looks a bit too chunky, to be perfectly honest. And look at that. The dots don't line up quite right. Maybe the no. Okay, no, the texture for the background's actually bigger than the thing itself. Interesting. The headlights don't look quite right. Don't quite know how they've managed that, but they look a bit funny. The modelling's quite nice. People are saying that it's slightly off in some places. And maybe, yeah, I guess the door, the window on the door maybe looks a little thin. I think that's one of the big things people are saying. But to be honest, overall, the modelling itself is pretty nice. The shaders, however, I think they're slightly questionable. I'm looking at it and thinking, okay. So, yeah, but you know, we've got at least Springs 3D. That's yeah, okay. That's a lot of vertices. I'm well aware of the amount of vertices you have on a spring, because I modelled one myself, and it didn't go well. And I probably need to optimise it a bit. You know. Okay. Bogey looks nice. No glaringly obvious issues, to be perfectly honest. The underframe's not got a headlight on it, like the 465 or whatever. Yeah, the 465 had on it, you know, all that kind of stuff. Brakes, okay. That's a bloody chunky brake block, I'll give it that. That must be a nightmare to change. I guess it's carbon. The shoe's a bit thin and doesn't touch the rail, so you know that's a good start. Ooh, nice. Apart from that, the fact that they've not cut out the centres of the text, but you know, it was almost there. There was an attempt. There was an attempt, you know. Yeah, okay. Okay, apparently the Thameslink brand's off colour a bit. It does look a bit off colour, to be honest, so... To be honest, overall, it doesn't look too bad. The gap in the door, or the difference between the two doors, isn't very pronounced, I've noticed. That's one thing. Okay. Try to pull while the doors are closing. Yeah, okay. Okay, what about the interior? Is the interior any good? Okay, it's got something. Thank you for travelling with us today. Please mind the gap when exiting the doors. Yes, that's how you speak. Please exit the doors. Not the train, just the doors. Okay, okay. Well, it's only an external model, so I'm not expecting as much from an external model as an internal model. It's pretty decent. It's good enough, I reckon. They could have made these glow, though. It doesn't look like they've actually... The point lights are a bit meh, to be honest. They've put them in very defined places, looking at that. I think if they were to port this into Train Sim World, which I was hoping we might get a port in Train Sim World, I'd love to see this train in Train Sim World. But I think if they were going to port it into TS World, they'd have to rebuild it entirely, to be honest, looking at this. Or the interior, at least. The exterior is probably alright. The interior, I reckon there'd have to be quite a lot of rebuilding going on to it. But it doesn't look too bad for a sort of external model. Anyway, 5-cam. Yeah, the 5-cam's literally no better. It's the exact same thing. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's get going first. Right, let's hear the amazing sounds. Yeah. Okay. Well, it certainly doesn't sound like a 700, but I also can't say I'm all that surprised, to be honest. I'm not actually disappointed by this, on the fact that it's exactly what I expected it to be. Do you know what I mean? That's nice, though. That's nice. Okay, the wheels are spinning. I wasn't too sure. I looked at it, I was like, are they spinning or are they not? But clearly they are. So, we need to do the horn as well, don't we? Yeah. Yeah, I can't think about that. Isn't that one of the submarine... Is it submarine emus? 375 maybe comes off of. To be honest, I'm a bit out of touch with default DTG sounds because I only really play with AP products normally. People were saying the sound effects drop out when you take the power off, but I'm not finding that actually. Unless they were saying they don't drop out when you take the sound off. Maybe that's what they were saying. Oh god. Oh no. Okay, that is this sound actually got stuck? Because it shouldn't be making this sound at this speed. Surely not. Surely not. Is this DTG mess up or what sort of thing? Right. Let's Why is there an air brake hiss like that? Maybe a slight hiss because you know you got a little. When you use a regenerative braking system, you always have a tiny bit of air come on just as the regen brake actually kicks in, and then the train goes into the regen and the air brake releases itself, sort of thing. So I would expect a slight hiss, but that's horrible. Yeah, the sounds are odd. The sounds are odd not cutting out, actually. Ding, doo, doo. That is very much not the sound the doors of a 700 make. Honestly, can't remember exactly what they sound like. It's been quite a while since I've travelled on one. And I normally don't go very far on them anyway. It's only sort of between London Bridge and sort of St Pancras at the most that I sort of do them. So, you know, but does the screens actually change, or are they just set up in different cars to be different? Personal safety and security CCTV is in use on this train. I have never seen a screen like that, but I'm not going to say it doesn't exist because who knows? Okay. Oh, what? I did think it was a bit odd that I heard a door open sound, and then the blooming train next to me decided to take off. Are you kidding me? They've used the open sounds for the closed door, when clearly DTG already has a zero closed door sound effect in its blooming library. What's the sort of the mean of that? I forgot to put the lights on. I'm an idiot. Where's the light? What? Why? Why is that a thing? What was it that hard to sort that out? Do you know what I mean? Honestly, I don't even know what the lights are. There's no indication. Is that correct? Is that markers? Is that heads? I assume that's heads. What's that one? Is that night? There's no indication here. Oh no, that's bright. That must be dim and bright then. Cool. It's got a bit of bite to it. I'll give it that. It's certainly nifty off the mark. How nifty it should be on third rail, I don't know. I know they've got different physics in real life, and it sounds like DTG might have actually represented the different physics modes depending on which mode of power you're in, which is really funny because I'm sure the other day or the other week or whenever, DTG actually said that dual physics wasn't possible in Train Sim Classic, and yet here we are with the blooming dual physics train potentially from them. I don't know. It's a shame we're not changing power modes at any point on this journey because we're not going to find out if it's actually true or not. Why is it actually brake? Do they not know about flipping? They've simulated flipping regenerative braking before. Why is this train so special to not have it? Luminek. Lots of signals, lots of AWS alarms. Okay. I know somebody who this number in the middle of the speedo, the digital number, is actually just staying at like 70 or something, 69, 70, I think it was, something like that. So, but it appears to be working for me. Screens people are very underwhelmed with. There's nothing to click or do or anything. It would have been nice. They're quite modernistic. It'd be nice to have had something. Power mode. Oh look, we've got the power changeover. Power supply on off. cab light switch. Okay. Okay. To be honest, people are really hating on the modelling of this. I've never seen the cab of a 710, of a 700, 710, 700. I'm not going to pretend I know exactly what they look like, but this doesn't look bad, in my opinion. The texture's actually quite nice. It's a reasonably new train, and yet there's still a little bit of weathering going on in it, sort of thing. You know, they've acknowledged the fact that yes, these trains are a little bit dirty, a little bit on the dirty side. You know what I mean? But they're still brand new. Do you know what I mean? I realise I say, do you know what I mean, quite a lot. So, do you know what I mean about that? Is there we go. Okay. .465, nice. Let's go into passenger view for. Yeah, this is awful. This is awful. there's no two ways about it. There is no two ways about this. This is awful. It's too dark. The sounds are horrendous for the interior view. And what is it with the blooming aircon sound effect? Honestly, it's way too loud. Ridiculously too loud. And I mean ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Stop saying you know what I mean. It's gotten on my nerves. Actually saying it. So to actually listen to it. Anyway. Denmark Hill. Honestly, I can't say I hate this. And I'm shocked because the amount of grief that it's been getting. And I'm normally quite critical about products. I normally come down on DTG when I think they're out of line. But for this one, somehow, it's just, maybe I'm in a good mood or something, but slightly clipping speedo there. It would have been nice for something to flash up on the screen, like in the 375. Do the hazard lights work? No. The cab light's the only thing that works over there. Okay. Textures are nice though. I can't say they're not, because they are. Door buttons don't work. That's a bit curious. No, you don't even have a flipping pilot light in here. That's weird. Is there a guard's buzzer? No, no guard's buzzer at all. I mean, there wouldn't necessarily be. It might be like the oh, I've set the DSD to Q. Why did you have to do that, DTG? Horn's horrible. Horn needs some serious help. ATO start buttons. That's nice. Obviously, they're not going to be simulated. I wouldn't expect it to be simulated. ATO scripting is something else in its own right. So, you know, that's not something I actually expect. Honestly, I genuinely don't hate this right now. The sounds, yeah, they're poor, they're lazy, but I don't know. Maybe this is literally just the reality we're at with DTG. If it meets DTG expectation, then it's a good product. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say here. Whether I mean it or not. That's an interesting concept. Might want to work on that, DTG, you know? I do really like the fact, though, that DTG have bought this out. And People absolutely loathe it. And yet, everybody's bought it. And I think that's hilarious, because the only way... I can't get out. I can't get over them sounds of the doors. The doors closing. Why did they use open sounds for the closing? But yeah, no. The only way a company is going to actually make any money is by the customer not buying the product. So if you know, if we sort of, unfortunately, I think for Train Sim, it's a bit beyond that now. I think what's going to happen? See, that's catching me out. I press E. I didn't want to press E. So right, we're coming up 40 limit. Cool. I won't speed up above. Oh well, I say I won't speed up above, but I'm already above it. So you know, whatever. What are you doing, Mr. 377? Oh, you're stopping at a red signal, are you? Must be a train coming off the junction. Oh no, that's a green signal you've got. So TSR? I don't know. I don't think there's a speed limit quite that slow there, is there? Maybe there is. I don't know. Unless there's a accident. Maybe there's a go via instruction that they forgot to make a go via, and it's actually a stop instruction. That's also very possible. That's also very possible. It's an easy mistake to make, to be honest. Just, you've got to set the speed limit to like 1 mile an hour plus. To be fair, it might even be that it's following literally. Sometimes you can set a go via instruction to 1 mile an hour, and the train will sort of just follow the normal speed limit. But in other times, when you create a scenario, if you set it to 1 mile an hour, the train will literally do 1 mile an hour over that point. So maybe that's what's happened. It might be a go via. It's set to 1 mile an hour, and the train's just like, right, doing that, following that. That's clearly not my train making the closing sound. that's honestly, that's just weird. I can't get over that. The aircon sounds as well. Being so flipping loud. Why? Okay, sometimes they run up and then they get pretty loud, but never that loud. Posters are interesting as well. Interesting choice. I mean, again, it's some aspects of this, of the interior even. How did they manage that as well? That takes some skill. You've got to have double-sided vertices and stuff in order to be able to make something you can see inside. That's yeah. That's cool. Let's do a departure from in here. Oh, the floor's shiny. Oh, that's fun. Shiny floors. More shiny than they should be. Proper commuter train though. Proper sort of metro style, I guess, well, kind of metro style. We actually went through the door perfectly as well. That's awesome. Keep missing the DSD, or nearly missing the DSD. Being saved by pure luck, to be perfectly honest here. Hopes, dreams, and luck. That's what we're running off of. This is certainly going to make a really nice AI train for a lot of people, I reckon. I reckon we'll be seeing this in an awful lot of scenarios. Personally, I would be reasonably happy to actually drive this, you know. I don't think, and call me crazy here, but I don't think this is an inherently bad product. It's just an under par product, if that makes sense. The sounds need updating. There's no doubt about that. Obviously, they need updating. The model, I don't really have a problem with. I know I picked out a couple of bits, like the textures of the headlights. And apparently the windows, the cab windows, are a bit small. The screens, we need more functionality in the cab. Not just the screens, but sort of more the general cab. We could do with a couple of these buttons here. Like hazard lights, for example. We've had hazard lights in the past, even from DTG. Why are they not there? Window washers. I know that's not important, but it would be nice. It'd be nice. We've had that from Master Key, for example. None of these are clickable. You know, but guard panels and door buttons and all that kind of stuff, they should be clickable. They're not. Don't even have a light for the interlock. Still, we've got the other one by Mr. Transport Guy and Him Who We Shall Not Talk About coming out. Hopefully that'll be better. A lot better than this. The model's obviously being built nicely. Door open, off we go. Do a yeah, I'll drop the HUD. Let's do a departure from here, shall we? Speed I'm doing. Cool. There's a 40 limit coming up, so. It honestly doesn't look too bad. Again, the shaders are off. I'd love to see better shading on the better shaders used on the train. Make it less shiny and I don't know. It doesn't look like it responds to the light quite right, to be honest. Some bits look too dark. Some bits just don't blend in with the overall feel of the environment, in my opinion. Oh, and also, the corridor, the connection is interesting. The bellows between the coaches. If I go around another sharp corner like that, you'll probably see. I think as much as the Just Trains S stock, there you go. It kind of moves. There you go. Yeah, as much as the Just Trains S stock way of doing things is also questionable. Building the thing too long, or the 378 way of doing things. Build it too long, and then sort of they merge with each other, and they can sort of see each other and all that. So that basically it sort of extends out, and you can't see a gap because there's more mass on one bit than there needs to be, sort of thing. As much as that's questionable in the way it works, with obviously clipping and stuff of objects. I think that's a better system than what this has. I'll wait until I try and find a nice sharp point or something to go over, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by what I'm saying here. Brakes are a bit... are they underpowered? I don't want to say they're underpowered, actually, you know. God! Yep! PDL days! Way back in the days of the Portsmouth Direct Line, we're talking there. The original one I'm talking. I think they reused the sounds for that for basically anything. The 350, the new 450, I'm pretty sure used them. So, these sounds have been with them for a while. Let's just say. And they've not exactly aged well. Not exactly aged well. They weren't particularly great when they came out, let alone today, so. Is that actual Oyster branding? It is. This is a completely unmodified version of the Chatter mainline as well, so that's awesome. We did overshoot the platform as well, but whatever. To be honest, I reckon this train will be a bit better if somebody puts the AP and Hearts and Pack sounds on it. I can only say a bit better because it certainly wouldn't fix the problem. It needs an entirely unique set of sounds on it, to be honest, in order to actually make it feel right, I guess. I'm having a reasonably good time driving it, to be honest. Got a bit of bite to it when it accelerates. Again, somebody will probably come out and say that, like with the Javelin, apparently that was built for electric physics, so you only use notch 3 on third rail, and it feels a lot better, a lot more realistic to drive. So it might be that it does only have one set of physics, and you need to use less power. But even so, it's still got a bit of bite to it. We'll see what happens. I hear a train, but I don't see a train. I need to stop fanning the brakes. I'm guessing it's over on that bit. Said other train. Catford Bridge. I'm assuming that's Catford Bridge, at least. Stop fanning the brakes and stop slowing down as quickly as I am. Yeah, that's very weird about the sounds not stopping when the when you put it into neutral. That doesn't sit right at all in any way, shape, or form. Do. Lovely. Let's have a look, shall we? Yep, there it is. Mate, excuse me. Your doors are open. You might be a hashtag rail fan and all that, but your doors are still open. You probably shouldn't be doing that. Okay, you're all good now. Go on, off you go. Off you go. You're all safe. Oh, doors are open. Time for us to go as well. Pretty sure you actually can't buy a ticket from Catford to Catford Bridge, to be honest. Because there's no direct connection. You've got to go around the houses to flipping get here, so, yeah. I mean, even if the physics aren't the same, or are the same, at least you can change power modes, I guess. Maybe somebody can build a physics script for it. Maybe AP will do an enhancement pack for it or something. Because they won't do a sound pack anymore. Haha. Boo-hoo-hoo. Go cry about it. Now, honestly, that whole AP enhancement pack thing, it's a bit of a joke, the way the community reacted to it. Did you see the petition that they produced? Somebody produced a petition complaining, and apparently it's going to take them 20 minutes longer to change out all their trains. Like 5 minutes to swap out trains in scenarios, and to do them all, it's going to take him an hour, just because some of the trains require the sound packs, and it's going to cause undue stress as a result of all this extra work that the poor guy's got to do, and all that. And honestly, it was just hilarious. The fact that if this thing got 10,000 signatures, it would be debated in Parliament. Honestly, how ridiculous is that concept? You got flipping the Sue Gray report and all that rubbish, and then you've got next on the agenda is, should Armstrong Powerhouse reinstate their sound packs for Train Simulator? Honestly, how stupid. I get people are upset, but it's AP's decision. It's AP's decision. You know, they're their own business, sort of thing. You know, if they choose to take down their enhancement packs, then that's their problem. There's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? The enhancement packs are better, but the sound packs still have a place in the community. Of course they do, definitely. But you know, they just obviously for some reason are taking them down. It's quite possible that likewise with the scenario packs, they're going to put them in a different place. They've created a whole new website for the scenarios. Maybe that's what they're considering doing with the other things that I've forgotten what they are. You know, the sound packs, that's the word. So maybe that's going to happen. Who knows? Are them windows squared on the edges? Should they be squared on the edges? I'm not convinced. I've never noticed that before, but maybe that's just because I've never noticed before. Is there even any glass on the inside? That's another good question. Maybe. That's about as much as I can give you on that one. We'll have to sit in the rain to be able to tell exactly if there's glass or not. Slowing down way too fast. You've slowed down too fast or too slow in this thing. It's weird. There is a lot of detail missing from the passenger view. A lot of detail. Lots of vents and all of the air conditioning equipment and all that kind of stuff, you know? Do a complete section. Slightly too far. Oh well. In the passenger view. Lovely. There's a few ways we can enhance this passenger view, to be honest. I reckon we can do a few things with it. First off, change up these destinations. I'm sure somebody's probably already working on a pack for these destination screens, because they're wrong. They're a bit too chunky, to be honest. Ooh, okay. The lights here. I wonder if it actually does glow. Ideally, they need it to go off when the pantograph's down, I believe, as well. But who knows? We'll have to have a look on this bridge, maybe. Didn't actually go too far necessarily. I just passed the signal, which would be better if I hadn't have. But I still can't get over that blooming door close sound. Right, I'm gonna watch on the bridge and see if it actually lights up the bridge as it goes past the pantograph. The bridge might be a bit high anyway, to be honest, this one. Yeah, okay. Lovely. Lovely, except I'm not sure if that light will stretch far enough, but we'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out. When we put the pantograph up and all that in maybe another video, maybe not. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think this thing is air either, to be honest. Air tanks at all. Southeastern 377s, nice. Cool. We're coming up to the end of the Catford loop. I think Shortlands is the first station on the Chatham main line we come to, isn't it? Pretty sure. Pretty short. Again, I am wondering now if maybe these physics are a little too good to be realistic. Do you know what I mean? It's for goodness sake, I said, do you know what I mean again? Why? Why have I suddenly started saying, do you know what I mean? I've never said this. Not like this, surely. Or have I just never noticed? That's also very possible, to be perfectly honest. Half the time I don't know what I'm saying. Perfect. Well, do you know what? I'm actually been stopping on these markers. I've been trying to aim for these markers rather than the 700 ones. I'm not used to using the 700 ones, and now we've actually got a 700. I need to start using them, don't I? Is that supposed to be the camera? Because that's at least the other thing had a texture on the electro stars and stuff. There was a texture on the end that actually showed it was a camera. I mean, it might be a security thing, possibly. Is there no jumpers? I'm sure there should be a jumper in that bit as well. I'm sure somebody will probably mod that as well. They're a really weird shape. So round at the bottom. They're like more pronounced than a Mark III. It's odd. It's the big chonker boys. Look, there you go. There you go. You can see the pause the game. Pause the game. Let's see if we can get it to a point where there's a big there you go, there you go. There's a slight gap there. It's not a big gap, but there's a slight gap between it. There we go. There we go. Right, so yeah, it's sort of pivoted between the two coaches on the coupling sort of thing. So you do get a gap. And it looks odd, especially on a sharp, really sharp corner. They should have done it like how they did the S-Stock and the 387, where they extend the end of this out a bit further along from each coach. Might have been a bit better and wouldn't have had the gaps, but, you know. Guess that's the way they decided to do it, make it part of the coupling. I'm not even really having to use 100% power much. Are they really this good? Because this I know it's supposed to be sort of fast-paced metro take-off, slow-down sort of style, but this does seem a bit ridiculous, the speeds I can come in at, and this is too fast anyway, so emergency it. Emergency it. We're going to get penalised, but emergency it. Do the doors. Okay. Interesting. Doesn't all seem to glow like it should. If I do that, can you then see the... Yeah, you can. You can see the light. Oh, it even changes the texture in the external view as well. Huh. Okay. Because I think they've literally just grabbed the... they literally just nabbed the... What? Why does that vent gap obtain a hole? It's also moving. It's also rocking unnervingly as well. I'm not quite sure about the rocking. I know about the moving thing. The reason why trains move in Train Sim, if you've been wondering why they're while they're at 0, is because apparently if you set it to actually 0 mile an hour, you actually end up with a game that crashes. For some reason, apparently Train Sim can't cope with trains that are completely still. It's got to have some kind of movement to it for some reason, and as a result, if it does stop entirely, then you get a game crash, a game dump. So it is by design for the trains to actually slightly crawl, if you've ever noticed a platform. Nice. I'm not even convinced that this DSD is actually doing anything, to be perfectly honest with you. I drove the entire way a minute ago on that, in that passenger view. And every time I've left the cab and come back, the DSD's been going off when I've pulled away from the station. So why didn't the DSD stop me when I was in the passenger view? I'm not convinced it actually works as a result. Bromley South. Bromley South. Bromley South. In South London. Way too slow. Oh, crikey, I'm tired. Long old week. Where's my stop marker? There it is. It's on the lamp. RLU. I'm not exactly sure what it stands for precisely RLU, but it basically is the it's basically a 8-car set marker sort of thing. The other ones are FLU, which I guess you could go full FUL, but of course it isn't. And all, which is all train stop here basically. I think there might be a couple of other funny ones as well, but I think they're related to the CBTC in the tunnels, the automatic system. I believe they're related to, so you know. Yeah, if that's actually trying to light up the pantograph, that's never going to do anything. They needed a more direct sort of point light that shines directly on it, with a greater distance and more precision sort of thing. But hey ho, maybe it'll look better. I don't know. Oh, shut up! Stop yawning. Can't have many more stations to go now, can we? 1, 2. Okay. Swanley, which is 6.5 miles away. We are accelerating up a hill, so I guess we'll be a bit slower. So yes, is it nice to have this train in the game? Absolutely. This train has been long overdue. We've had Albi's version, which did its job. It filled in a gap, but it was laggy. It never really worked properly. It was literally just a stand-in as a result of the files getting corrupted. If you weren't aware, that's why it wasn't ever finished. It never really worked properly. The files corrupted, unfortunately, and now we didn't have a backup, silly enough, so we ended up with what we got. They released it anyway, which was good of them. They could have just said, nah, scrapped it, binned it, no more, never see a 700 again. But no, they went through with it. They sorted it out. They made something out of it. So you know, you gotta applaud them for carrying on. Is that a purple route? What? I've never noticed that before. Is that new? Is that something they've added? Is do you reckon the Matt Pedalson's got something to do with this? I think we need a word with Matt. Did Matt commission the pink Route Master at Bickley? Is it pink or is it purple? We'll have to go and have a look. If it's pink, it's definitely Matt. If it's purple, oh, it's pink. Oh, it's pink. Yep. Yep, this is definitely a Matt Pedalson thing. Oh, a green one as well. Ooh, nice. An old Route Master. Just slapped in there. LT1. Ooh. Except I didn't think LC1 was green. And it certainly is not a lime green, is it? I don't know. Oh, LT1. They're all LT1. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. This is 100% Mr. P's fault. I am calling it now. I am calling it now. This is 100% Mr. P's fault. This abomination. You wait, we'll get it in Train Sim World soon. I'm surprised they didn't stick a blooming donkey on the roof or something, you know? Let's do a distance departure, actually. Bickley. Screenshot. Yeah. That's the wrong button. That's what I wanted. There's your DSD. See? Nothing happened again. It's a bit too perfect. There's a green Route Master on the roof! On the bridge! Why is there a green Route Master on the bridge? There's only one green one in reality. And it's not even that green. It's not even that colour. I'm pretty sure. Maybe there's two. Don't tell me we're going to get a pink one on the bridge sometimes. Please. Well, I think one's bad enough. We don't need any more. Please. Oh! That's bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy. Oh, nice. I've honestly never noticed that Route Master before. Please, if it's been there before, let me know. I'd love to know if it's actually a thing beforehand. But I honestly don't think it was. I think that's new. I reckon. I'm sure I'd have noticed that before. It's not exactly hidden. Oops, that's not the right camera. That's the camera I wanted. One last look at the passenger view. Interesting bake that's occurred there. It looks like there was something once attached to them bits on the roof that maybe they deleted, or I don't know. I don't know. I was going to say that named, but I think it says first class on it. I think it said first class, actually. Going up to 90. I don't know what the top speed of these is, particularly on Juice, on third rail. 8 car. It doesn't say. Anyway, I thought it might have said somewhere. Is that the European number? That must be the European number. 401049. Is that its UK number? Coach number. Quite possibly. Could be 6-digit. The newer trains are 6-digit. I probably left this way too late this time. I reckon. Either that, or it's just going to stop too harsh and passengers are all going to hate me. We need to emergency brake it again. 50. Yeah, we're going in way too hot. Way too hot for this. 40. It's quite a long platform. We'll see what happens. 30. 20. We might actually make it. Ooh, we're just not going to make it. Not quite. Not quite. Getting too comfortable with how good the brakes are. That's the problem there. Not concentrating enough on the fact that I was doing significantly more speed than before. What was I going to look at? I was going to look at something and I can't remember what it was now. Oh well. Tail light textures are actually fuzzy. They're not very high quality. Nice. Nice. Ooh, there's even a fire extinguisher. I suppose that's the advantage to them building the same model for the external and the internal. You can actually fly around and properly explore it. Is that a backwards face, or is that baked wrong? That must be baked wrong. There's some questionable baking glitches going on here. Not gonna lie. Cleanliness. That's literally what that says. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's all in here trying to render things. I'm not going to comment on that. Which actually might be why the roof is backwards as well. It might have used a particular shader or something for it. Oh. Fast service. Right. Cab view. One last departure. To Swanley. Swanley. Where are we going to? Is it Swanley? No, Sevenoaks. Okay. I thought it was going further, to be honest. We're just doing a bit on the route. See, this is the only problem. There's nothing really complete which you can do on this route with this train. Because they appear down here. And they also appear up the top at flipping Chatham and Rainham and all that. But you can't actually drive between the two, because they go via sort of London Bridge and all that way. So, you can't drive between the two. Which kind of sucks a bit. You've got a train you can use in two places, and yet you can't connect. It's also quite cool, in fairness, the fact that you can actually see them and place them down in two different places, and they're entirely separate services from each other. You know, same train, same operator, different service entirely. But from a playability of the 700, it does bring into question it a little bit. Best route for this, if you wanted to do scenarios with it, would definitely have been the main line. Basically the native home of it. That'd have been the best place to have built scenarios for this. Either that or maybe the East Coast, but the East Coast isn't really tuned for the Thames Link bit. That's First Capital Connect that was built back in them days, so, or sort of just after First Capital Connect, when sort of in the transition, I guess. First Capital Connect and Great Northern taking over. Such a shame First Capital Connect went. I don't know how good they were to actually ride, but I love the livery. I love the livery. I miss it. Certainly more interesting than this white. In fact, the 700s were actually proposed in First Capital Connect livery. So if you look at the concept art, there's actually a concept art of a 700 in First Capital Connect livery. It'd be nice to see when somebody does a 707 reskin of this as well. Because obviously we got two 707s you can have now. I'm not saying they're necessarily entirely accurate on the same train, but I reckon somebody will do the reskin. Almost definitely. 717, I don't really see why people are so obsessed with reskinning this to a 717. I'm going to emergency brake here because it's better than spadding. Please, 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 please. Thank you. Cool. There we go. I'm going to leave the train set up, or I might take the master key out and all that, even though the game doesn't respond to that. But, you know, whatever. Right, so, what do I think to this train? I'm going to pause the game while I talk about what I think. So, what do I think to this train? The sounds, awful. Awful. They are a placeholder for somebody to come along and make better sounds. I honestly don't think DTG ever intended these sounds to stay on this train. I think they expect Armstrong Powerhouse to do it. Is that right? No. Is it potentially a good thing? Maybe. You shouldn't have to pay double to get this enhanced and sounded and all that kind of stuff. But we all know our AP are going to do a significantly better job than DTG ever could. And to be honest, they probably know that as well. The other thing is, AP is quite marketable, let's be honest. Everybody wants a bit of the action from AP. And if DTG produce stuff that needs AP to come along and sort it out, AP are going to do a good job of it. DTG are going to get the sale for the train once it's sold. So, on a commercial note, I can see where they're coming from with sort of doing a half-bothered job with it. Realistically, though, it's not good enough. I think we're all surprised by this point that trading standards haven't come down on them. Like I say, the best way to get some change would be to stop buying DTG products. The problem is now, I think we've missed that ship. Now Train Sim World has come along. If everybody was to stop buying Train Sim products, they'd just stop supporting Train Sim. That's straight up. They'd stop selling bits, making bits, whatever. There's been a bit of a renaissance with Train Sim, of course, 22 recently with DTG. They've started making a lot more products with it again. We've had the HST rebuild from Train Sim World, even though that was a long time ago, but whatever. We've oh, that's interesting. Let's put the key, the T key in the to reset the emergency alarm or whatever. Yeah, the PA alarm. They've actually got an emergency key in it. on the texture. But yeah. Yeah, so we got that. We got the Cross City again quite a while ago. But basically my point is it's not entirely stopped. They're extremely few and far between. We had the Chester main line extended. And now we've got the 700. So there's little bits trickling out. It'd be nice if DTG looked at the sales of these trains and went, hang on a second, these things are selling well, and hopefully they are selling well. And maybe we'll get some more. Maybe we'll get a bit of a renaissance of Train Sim Classic from DTG. Might put a little bit more effort and time into it, and a bit more of their budget, I guess, as well. Would be nice, just to see some more content for it. It needs some content. It deserves it. But yeah, as far as purchase strike is concerned, I think we're beyond that now. I think DTG would just say, all right, people don't want our stuff, we won't bother making it, and we just stick to Train Sim World content. Overall, though, I'm reasonably happy with this. I can't say I hate it. I can't exactly say, go out and get it, this is the best thing since sliced bread, because it really isn't. But the model's decent. It's really good. The shaders could do with a bit of a tweak. Just the overall look of it. There's certainly more you could do with it. The sounds need replacing entirely. Physics, I was questioning it more towards the end than at the start. They could probably do with a shift around, I reckon, maybe the physics. They're not too bad, but they could do with something. And where the heck is the disabled wheelchair supposed to go? Do they go in there? Is that where they're supposed to go? Is that the difference here? Doesn't look like a lot of space, considering it's particularly a wheelchair place. Okay. Okay. So yeah, to be honest, I've not really got a lot more to say. I'd certainly get this, but if you're not too bothered by Thames Link, I'd hold it off in a sale. I'd get it in a sale if I were you, to be honest. You'll have a lot more fun with it in a sale, I reckon, getting it for a cheaper price. So, but we'll see what the future holds with AP and all that. It'd be nice if we got something for it. Who knows if we will? I don't know. I've just noticed that this is the only light that's on. All the rest are off. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you all later. Goodbye!